Scorpio love. Welcome into your divine new moon solar eclipse reading. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Before we get started with your reading today, I do want to share with you all that this is part 2 of a 3-part series that I'm creating for each of the astrology signs for this eclipse season that we are working through right now. So if you missed it, I did share part 1 in connection to what it is that you were releasing with the full moon in what sign was it in Pisces on September 7th. And then today in part 2, we will be sharing messages of guidance that are in connection to what it is that you're initiating, what it is that you're inviting into your life with this new moon solar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo on Sunday, September 21st. And then part 3, I will share in a couple weeks, where we will be receiving messages of guidance and insight on the integration of all the lessons and experiences that you have learned during this eclipse season. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, Self-Unity, so that you can catch part 3 of your eclipse season reading as well for your sign. But let's go ahead and get started with your reading today, Scorpio. So for your reading today, we are using the Spellcasting Oracle deck to pull a theme card to see what theme is connected to what it is that you are initiating and inviting into your life. So while I'm shuffling here, Scorpio, if there's any questions that you have or any intentions that you'd like to set for your reading today, just go ahead and take a moment to ask those questions and set that intention with yourself now, and trust that you'll receive the answer in the divine's perfect timing, exactly when you're meant to. And before we reveal your theme card, I am going to pull your tarot cards here from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck as well. So let's see, what does Scorpio need to know? I remember, Scorpio, your reading was so powerful on the full moon. The full moon lunar eclipse readings that we shared, it was just a powerful, very positive message that came through for you around aligning with like a new path. So I'm really excited to see what comes in for you today. All right, so let's see what your theme is here, Scorpio. We have finding. Yes, it was very much on point with this finding card. You are finding parts of yourself that you have hidden away, finding a new path that just feels like you're finally at home. Your energy today, Scorpio, it's just so beautiful, so soft and serene. It feels like it's like you finally found, it's almost like this energy of like finding a mom that you never knew you had. Like, you know, when you just meet someone and they have like this big mama bear energy and they just welcome you in with open arms. They're just so inviting and loving and nurturing to all beings that cross paths with them. And I feel like this is the energy that you are walking into, that you're being initiated into, where you're finding a path or a person, a connection, an experience that is just welcoming you home. It's welcoming you with open arms, and you just feel this energy washing over you, where you just kind of tell yourself, like, I finally found it. This is what I've been looking for. And what I'm getting from that too, Scorpio, is even though this confirmation may be coming to you in a physical sense, such as through a relationship or an experience like a job or a business opportunity or school or community, what I'm seeing is that this energy is actually coming from within you, because you're finally able to fully love and accept all the parts of yourself that you may have been hiding away or casting away, or you've just brought healing to like deeper points of pain that you may have been holding on to, emotional pain or regret or guilt. You finally have allowed yourself to really shed those energies and those emotional attachments, that now you're able to just find the deeper parts of yourself that are your soul truth, that are your core truth, and allow yourself to just like be enveloped with that truth of who you are, and you're not dimming your light for anyone any longer. And so it's like you are the mama bear that you've been waiting for, and you're finally coming home to that mama bear energy within yourself, okay? And whether you resonate with being masculine or feminine being, you know, it's just like that, the description of that energy is what you're coming home to, okay? You're finally just like coming home to yourself in a really beautiful way. You found home within yourself, and that is being confirmed to you and reflected to you in your physical environments as well. So really beautiful energy here today, Scorpio. Let's see what your tarot cards are. We have Knight of Cups, romanticize the present moment every chance you get. Knight of Cups. We have Four of Swords. Why aren't you resting? Okay, that's a cute card, Four of Swords. Let's see what we have over here. Six, the Lovers. Yes, I was definitely picking up on some relationship vibes here, Scorpio. Will you or won't you? The choice is yours. I'm also getting with this that you may be connecting with a Gemini. All right, because the Lovers represents the sign of Gemini, or you may have Gemini placements that you may want to tune into those readings as well if you have Gemini placements. And then we also have Ten of Swords, hurt people, and hurt witches, hurt witches. Okay, so we have a little bit of mixed energy going on here. Let's see what's going on, Scorpio. I really feel here that you have recovered from a challenging situation in the past where you felt deeply hurt by somebody or by an experience. And I'm seeing that the pain that was connected to that relationship or experience, I feel like it's very much connected to a relationship here. It's because it's like connected to the sense of not receiving the closure that you wanted, or maybe not being able to provide the closure that you feel you needed to provide. And so I'm seeing that this connection, this relationship or experience, it's something that happened a long time ago, like maybe a couple years ago. Like it could be years time that this has happened. This could also be something that's like ongoing, so it could be connected to like a family situation as well, or even just like a childhood wound that is constantly like being repeated and relived through other relationships in your life. So what I mean by that is like if you have a challenging connection with one of your parents, then the dynamics that are challenging about that relationship with one of your parents is then mirrored to you in each of the relationships that you would connect with in like a romantic sense or maybe in a friendship sense. And so what I'm seeing to that is you're recognizing how these relationships or this specific relationship didn't allow you to provide yourself with the closure that you needed, but it happened so long ago. The disconnection of this relationship or the experiences that led up to the ending of that relationship happened so long ago that you've had to make peace with not being able to receive the closure in the way that you had wanted to receive it. Okay, bear with me here. I know this is a lot. But I'm seeing that like you're now making peace with that within yourself. Like you're finding the peace and the sense of joy within yourself. And it's shifting the dynamics of the relationships that are in your life now and the new relationships that you're aligning with. Okay, and it's also bringing healing if you resonate with what I shared around like the childhood past, like the childhood conditioning or wounds. That's the word. They're like childhood wounds around the relationships you had with your elders, your parents, your family members. That's also being healed. Okay. And so I feel that there's like so much healing that you've done around really recognizing the part that you played in these connections, and also the part that, you know, maybe your childhood upbringing or ways of connecting with others played a part in the sort of like fizzling out of these connections. And so I also wanted to share about the other side of this. So maybe you didn't receive the closure that you needed from these other relationships as well. So maybe you were constantly in a state of saying like, I need to receive an apology for them, or I need them to forgive me for these things that I've done. And, just like none of that didn't happen. And because it's happened so long ago, it's kind of like too late is what I'm seeing, or you're convincing yourself that it's too late. And it just happened so long ago. And so you've had to get to this point of finding that peace within yourself and these relationships. And so with all that being said, thank you for bearing with me through that explanation, because it was a lot to uncover there, Scorpio. And I feel like that's what you had to work through too. You had to work through like uncovering that deeper understanding as to why these connections kept not providing you with the sense of closure, peace, and love that you had hoped that they would. And it's because, again, you had to come back to yourself and you had to find that sense of joy, that peace, trust, love within yourself around endings, beginnings, relationships, experiences in your life. And I'm seeing we have the Knight of Cups here, says romanticize the present moment every chance you get. You may have constantly been also like looking at things in your life or in your relationships from this energy of like glass half empty, or just constantly in a state of feeling fearful or worried or concerned that things were going to end as they did in the previous connections that you've had. And you had to go deep, dig deep to find out why they kept repeating, why it kept mirroring that to you. And you've done the deeper inner healing work to get to this point where now you are able to look at things from this glass half full perspective and see that everything that's happening in your external relationships is a direct reflection of what's happening within the relationship that you have with yourself. And so now we have the Lovers coming in because you've done that deep inner healing work to find the love and connection with yourself. I'm going to shift these around here. That now you're able, it's more like this. It's like this energy, actually. Let's see. It's like you've gone through this energy of going through those endings, having to rest, having to heal from it, and then learning how to romanticize your life once again, how to come back to yourself, spend time with yourself, rebuild the relationship with yourself, to then finding the truth about yourself, healing yourself, to then being able to connect with a romantic partner, with friends, with your family members in a very positive, uplifting, peaceful way. And so you've been on this deep inner journey to really finding yourself in order to be able to connect with others in the ways that you've been hoping of, in the ways that you've been dreaming of, in the ways that you've been trying to. So very, very beautiful journey that you've been on here, Scorpio. And you're getting there. You're already there. You're already there. You already know this. You're very intuitive, Scorpio. You know this. Okay, love. So let's pull your oracle cards. We're pulling cards from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. Let's just get to... Oh, we have another third one. Libra just came out with a third one too. So let's see what yours are. So we have 14 with the Heather. You are worthy, my dear. Silence the noise that strips you of your peace. Yes, this is the journey that you've been on, where you've been spending a lot of time with yourself, trying to silence any external distractions, so you can bring healing to any heavy thoughts that you've been attaching to, that you've been reflecting on. Maybe even a little bit projecting onto external relationships as well. You've had to really get quiet, get very still with yourself, and be with yourself in order to find the peace, find the love, find the joy that has always existed within yourself. But you're returning to it, you're finding it once again. The name Heather may be significant to somebody tuning in as well. I'm also drawn to the 4s now that we have the 14 and the 4 of Swords right there above it. So you may also be seeing 4s, which represents growth and healing. And I'm going to reveal these together. So we have Summer Berries. We have 4 again. Be wary of picking your harvest too early and risking losing the sweetness of it all. And I feel that this is what you are worried of. This is what you're concerned with. And then we have Butterflies. Here in the unknown, you will find the essence of who you really are and what magic awaits. Okay, Scorpio, so with all these cards here, I'm getting that you're still on this journey and you don't want to rush things too soon, okay? The relationship that you've been calling in, the connections that you've been calling in are available to you. But I feel two sides of this, where one, you're afraid that if you rush into these relationships, you're going to repeat everything that you've already healed from. But as long as you remember to come back to yourself and to be still and sit with yourself and to bring all experiences that are being reflected to you back to yourself and take that inner sense of responsibility for them, and to also reflect on the joy, what's bringing you joy about these connections, what's bringing you a sense of love, peace, and gratitude for these connections, then all will be okay. And it won't be as if you're rushing into it. It won't be as if you're going to go back into these spaces. You just have to really remind yourself, pull yourself back into yourself and standing in the truth and the roots of your power, which you've done that inner work. Now it's time to allow yourself to start tiptoeing forward into these spaces that are calling you, into these relationships that are ready to connect with you, that are ready to learn about you just as much as you're ready to learn about them. And so there could also be some lessons that you're learning here around this energy of codependency and not wanting to, like you may be battling with these thoughts of not wanting to invite in these new connections, relationships that are calling to you, inviting you out, because you're afraid that you're going to sink back into those ways of being. The codependency is coming up. That may or may not resonate with everyone. Take what resonates, leave the rest, or that energy that you've healed from. But again, you've done this deep sense of healing work, and so you just have to remember to stand in your own power, stand in the truth of what you've learned about yourself. Come back into a space of reflection, of gratitude and joy for what these relationships and connections are gifting to you, providing you. And all will be well. All will be okay. You are transforming. You've been in that cocoon. Now it's time to allow yourself to come out of the cocoon and merge into the beautiful butterfly that you've always been, that you're always meant to be. And I love that we also have like the butterflies here and the butterfly card right underneath it. So synchronicities are also happening. You're also seeing synchronicities, signs of confirmation. Okay, loves, let's go ahead and pull your last card. So I am pulling a card from this deck here. This is the Druid Plant Oracle, and it's not one that I usually bring out in readings, but since we are receiving messages of guidance for the new moon and solar eclipse, which we are planting seeds of intention for, I thought it would be fun to use the Druid Plant Oracle to see what seeds you will be planting, what plant seeds you will be connecting with on this new moon. So let's see. Okay, there's your card. Okay, so let's see what Scorpio's plant medicine is. We have cuckoo pint. Cuckoo pint. It looks like we maybe have a cuckoo bird there. I'm not totally sure. So let's see what's coming through with this. I don't know much about the cuckoo pint, so we are going to reference the book, but let's see if anything comes through intuitively here. Again, I feel like this very sensual, very romantic connection coming in for you, Scorpio. So if you are seeking love and romance, it is coming in. Also, Scorpio, like you have this very beautiful, very sensual energy, and Spirit's coming in and saying, don't be afraid to allow yourself to express that sensuality. So this could be something that you may have repressed in the past as well, maybe in these relationships, maybe your family told you to repress those parts of yourself, but you have rediscovered that part of yourself and you're finally allowing yourself, or soon you will be finally working through that energy to allow yourself to express that part of yourself and to tap into that energy of sensuality and trust in that energy of sensuality that you hold for yourself. Okay, so let yourself be free. Let yourself express the truth of who you are, even if it is a little sensual. That's who you are, Scorpio. You just have this beautiful sensual nature. Okay, so we have the cuckoo plant, union, creativity, and harmony. And this says the cuckoo pint displays the chalice and blade united. This symbolizes at one level the union of man and woman, but we can interchange those as we like. But at a deeper level, the goal of the Druid and all spiritual seekers, the union of the masculine and feminine aspects of the psyche, sometimes termed a mystical marriage or alchemical wedding. Drawing this card upright may suggest a time of profound harmony and union with the person you love, or it could indicate that the time favors the further integration of two aspects of your nature. The marriage of the masculine and feminine is often seen as the reflection of the union of the two primal forces of God and Goddess from which all creation flows. Therefore, this may be a time of great creativity and fertility for you. Like the androgynous figure in the World card of the tarot, the Cuckoo Pint is both male and female. The powers and skills of both genders are available to you to further your spiritual quest and your ability to be creative. Okay, yes. So this is all about embodying your true self, embodying all aspects of who you are, masculine and feminine. And then for some of you, this is also about aligning with your divine counterpart. So this may not resonate with everybody, but you may also find yourself connecting with a soulmate-like energy or a twin flame energy, just like a divine counterpart, a sacred union, someone that really speaks to your soul, and allows you to fully express and align with those parts of yourself that maybe you've hidden away. Maybe you haven't allowed yourself to quite yet bring romanticism, to bring your sensual nature, to bring your inner sense of fully expressing those parts of yourself as well. And so you're aligning with these new connections that really see you for who you are, because you're also allowing yourself to see you for who you truly are, even if you're still on the path of really discovering that and aligning with that. Okay, love, so that is it for your new moon solar eclipse reading. I'm so grateful that I could share these messages with you today, Scorpio. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. And again, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Self-Unity, so that you can catch part 3 of your eclipse season reading for your sign. Thank you so much once again, Scorpio. I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed new moon solar eclipse. Until next time, bye, love.